Hello, my name is Bill Thomas. I'm a 46-year-old Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blue belt. I've been studying Jiu-Jitsu for about a year and a half, and I absolutely love it. It's probably the single smartest decision I've made in recent times. Um, it's been very challenging, it's been humbling, and it's been a fantastic experience for myself and my family. Both of my children and my wife also train in jiu-jitsu, and it's been a fantastic family activity for all of us. My son, my daughter, and I have all competed, and I decided to start this vlog to discuss the journey. For me, unfortunately, the journey is going to be cut a little short, or at least put on hold while I undergo ACL reconstruction here in a couple days. So in January of this year, I competed at a tournament in Biloxi, Mississippi. My opponent attempted to throw me. Instead of just going with the throw, I attempted to fight it, step over, and my foot planted, and unfortunately tore the meniscus and the ACL. I knew immediately something was wrong. My knee swelled, and it was extremely painful. And the match was over immediately. I mean, it happened within a few seconds of the match starting. So, my opponent won by default, and yeah, it was just very disappointing. Stayed in denial for months. Was hoping that it would just heal on its own, but luck wouldn't have that, and so started to have continued problems with the ACL or with the knee. I wasn't exactly sure what was wrong at that point, but the first few weeks it was stiff and sore, and then it started to get better. So I was hopeful that it was just a sprain, something minor that would heal on its own. But as time went on, it continued to deteriorate, and my knee began locking up. And especially as I was continuing to train jiu-jitsu, I took just a short time off after the initial injury, and as time went on, over the course of several months, the knee started to continuously deteriorate, began locking up, and the just giving me a lot of problems. So I competed again in May, and actually won my division, Masters 4 division. At that time, I was still a white belt, and immediately after the tournament, the knee continued to lock up, lots of clicking and popping, things that are, things that are synonymous with meniscus injuries. So, went to a friend who was a physician, and he referred me to an orthopedic surgeon to have it examined. The initial examination, they confirmed, just with a few tests, that I had most likely torn the meniscus. They ordered an MRI, and MRI confirmed a torn meniscus, both sides, medial and lateral meniscus tears, and an ACL and MCL tear. Doctor advised that it was a complete ACL tear, therefore would be required to have surgery. So scheduled the surgery, continuing to train jiu-jitsu, although very altered in what I do and how I attack my training, so to speak. I don't do any stand-up in class. I don't work any takedowns. If I can't pass guard on knees, then I just stay there and work and defend. Typically, people that I train with, they know about the injury. That's one of the great things about jiu-jitsu is everybody goes through injuries, everybody goes through tweaks. So getting, just advising your training partner, hey, look, I've got this injury. If it gets put in a compromising situation, I'm going to stop us. And I've had no issues with any training partners having a problem with that or not wanting to roll because of that. So that's one of the cool things to me about it. At least the gym I go to is everybody is accommodating and understanding if you have an injury. So continue to train, set the surgery up. I was actually supposed to have already had the surgery. Unfortunately, with the current state in the world, my surgeon came down with COVID-19, and so therefore we had to postpone it a few weeks. So my original surgery date was supposed to be July 30th. My family and I went to Orlando, where my son competed in the PANS kids tournament. He placed third, had a fantastic tournament, learned a lot. It was an awesome environment. If you've never been around a big IBJJF tournament like that for the kids, it was unbelievable. The number of kids that were there, that were competing, just amazing jiu-jitsu from these young kids, as young as 5 and 6 years old, just unbelievably good at jiu-jitsu. I was amazed at the things that I was seeing these kids do, and was almost jealous because they've been training a little longer than me and unbelievably good, and just would probably smash me, truth be told, with some of the techniques that they were pulling off. So anyway, went to Orlando, let my son compete in the jiu-jitsu, the PANS kids tournament there in Orlando this year, and then had a vacation while we were there. Went to Orlando, Universal Studios and Hollywood Studios while we were there. Just kind of a last summer vacation a last family vacation before this surgery. I know that recovery time for a surgery like an ACL reconstruction is extensive. The doctors have advised that I will be out of work because of the job that I do, for being that it's physically demanding, for at least 3 months, possibly 4, before I'll be cleared to go back to full duty. So so did all that. Was supposed to come home and have one day to kind of get everything squared away and set at the house after the vacation, and then I was going to have surgery. Well, as I said, the surgeon became infected with COVID-19, and so we had to postpone it. So now my surgery date is August 11th. And that's just here in a few days. So I figured I would start this vlog and kind of document surgery, the physical therapy that I'm going to be doing at home after surgery, how I feel, and just the recovery process in general for, again, somebody a little older, 46 years old, who is relatively active, doing jiu-jitsu, and see how it goes. So stay tuned. There'll be several videos. Again, surgery's in a few days, and so I'll hopefully be able to shoot a video that day, depending on how I feel or what I've got going on here at the house. But I've got everything set up here at the house. Got my continuous motion machine delivered today. I know I'll have a knee brace on after surgery, some crutches, and getting an ice machine sent home so I can keep continuous ice on it. If you've never suffered an injury like this, or think you have, don't put it off. Get to the doctor. Regrettably, I probably did extensive additional damage to the meniscus by being in denial and not going to a doctor sooner. So, if you've got some knee issues, or you've tweaked your knee, the ACL is a common injury in sports, especially with twisting, planting, any type of torquing maneuver, you can definitely suffer a meniscus or an ACL injury, and that's a very common injury in jiu-jitsu or any type of really athletics. Basketball players, football players, wrestlers, all suffer ACL injuries. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, looking forward to getting the surgery and getting back on track and getting through this recovery phase. So hopefully I can get back on the mats and continue the training that I enjoy immensely. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.